it out.
That's why I said if Trunks ever became a lifeguard, he'd be called Swim Trunks.
Alright, I'm gonna go drink some bleach. Back.
Yay! Do it on camera so we have some good footage.
Hooray, I'm finally gonna die!
Alright.
Could you imagine that just like later episodes? Like, yeah, remember that time that Jace died? Just like replay it again.
Are we ready?
If I die on while recording, you have my permission to keep on using
Now,
that.
you heard it here, folks.
Dalton, why are you doing the thing in Oblivion when you talk to someone? Like they're so far away?
Did you hear about the Somerset Isles?
I think they do it better in Fallout. Especially in New Vegas.
Have you heard of the High Elves?
We are
my tongue
the
will
High
wiggle
Elves,
waggle
bro.
into your emperor's butthole.
Alright, we ready to start?
I think so.
I'll open it.
Right on, buddy.
Become another person, become another person, become another person.
Become British.
I'm going to. Hello, good evening. This is Matthew from the mementomorons podcast. Today we're going to do something very special for you. Yes, we're going to talk about the Beatles deep dive. Yes, because they're all from Liverpool. Today I'm going to go down the cast. We got me, myself, Matthew, Liverpoolian Wonder. Yes, how you doing there, you cunt? And then next we got Connor Empey coming up there super hard and flabby, but I still love him so.
Shut up, Lennon. I'm tired of hearing you talk.
Oh, Paul's a big fat cunt. No. Next up, we have Benjamin Bain. I believe some people call him that.
Oh, I believe that John Lennon's gonna have a hole in his head pretty soon.
Oh, a couple in the body. Look at his head, because my real asshole. And then next up, we have the saltiest of all, the saltiest Dolgan Sweet. And
I don't like Ben's comment at all.
I found it rather fucking hilarious. And then for the last and one, I don't even know why he's here. He's not even a huge fan of us anyway, so we can fuck right off. But we have Jace Cake.
Well, obviously, he's the Ringo of the group.
He's the fifth Beatle if we were
Matt's not even the best memento morons in our group.
What are you talking about? We obviously got the Yoko.
You see, long ago...
Is that you?
Long ago, long ago, the four nations of Paul and Ringo and George and John lived in harmony until the Yoko Nation attacked and broke them apart. That was my Avatar Beatles crossover joke.
Yes.
There you go.
But say, yeah, we're going to go down the topics today. Yes, we're going to talk about how we got into the Beatles. We don't really need to talk about how we got into it because we obviously are them. And then our second topic is our favourite and worst songs. Wait, who has a worst song with the Beatles? What's fucking wrong with you? Is this because we said something about being like Jesus? And then our very last topic we're talking about is where would we be without them? And you know where you'd be? Right, fuck all, because we wrote everything. And what we didn't write, Black Sabbath wrote. And what Black Sabbath wrote, whatever they didn't write, the Mars Volta did. So, okay, back on track. What's up, bitches? It's Memento Morons. We're talking about the Beatles deep dive today, because they mean the world to me. They really chilled me out in a place and time when I really needed to relax, and then I got into them. And
If it
great.
wasn't obvious to Ben and Connor's fuckery, I have not listened to the Beatles, so I'm coming in this as a fresh perspective. Someone who's never listened to the Beatles. So I'm here to learn.
You do have Spotify, correct?
I have it. I just barely use it.
Okay, well, where do you listen to music? Because I could send you a couple songs. I don't want to overflood you with information.
Just send me a couple songs.
But
my
yeah.
YouTube links is my main one.
In this case, Matt is Lennon. I am McCartney. Dalton is Harrison. Ben is Ringo. And Jace is the Walrus. Cuckoo Kajou.
I don't have the. Hold on. I don't have the big. Yeah.
Yes, I had them removed.
Okay, now you have to send him I am the Walrus.
I was going to say I'm not. What's his name? From the movie Tusk.
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Jason Long, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Yeah, I'm not him. I don't have Tusk.
Anyways, let's bounce in. So, Matt, since you let us off, why don't you tell us how you got into the Beatles?
Well, that's all. I believe most of us here, we all kind of always heard about them. You heard like Yellow Submarine, all this shit just kind of growing up. Never really stuck. But I do remember, because I kind of grew up listening to Slipknot and then a bunch of like Houston underground drinking purple drink rap. And that was kind of just my shit forever until I discovered metal with System of a Down. And then I was a huge metalhead, been a metalhead, always a metalhead till I fucking die. But I remember I was hanging out with Caleb one time, and he had the Magic Mystery Tour on vinyl. It's like, bro, I've never like listened to a Beatles album, so like we put it on, and there was a couple things that's like, oh, yo, but I remember it got to Baby You're a Rich Man, and it started skipping, and it's like, baby rich man, baby rich man, baby rich man, and I was like, is the song supposed to do this? He's like, no, not at all. But I do remember, because I enjoyed enough of it when I went home and I asked my grandma, and I was like, do you have any money I can borrow? And she's like, why? And I was like, I want to buy my first Beatles album. She's like, all we have is $20 to our name, but she gave it to me anyway. And I went out there and I bought the Magical Mystery Tour, and then I just started going through all of them, man. Like, it really chilled me out, bro. They fucking wrote everything. I don't like all their stuff either. There's like more, I'm not a huge fan of Let It Be. That album's kind of got some shit I don't care about, but there's so many good goddamn songs, and they're all just classic. You could throw them on at any, who's going to be offended by a Beatles song? Except a lot of people when he said he was bigger than Jesus.
I was to say, give it time. People on Twitter are going to get offended by him eventually.
Dude, yeah, fucking Michael Jackson bought the rights to all of their music just because he could.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah. That was his. I take the Beatles music. Shimona.
I took the Beatles for
Apparently, there's been like videos of Michael Jackson talking lately, and that wasn't his actual voice.
No, it's not. He talks.
Oh, he had like a deep ass voice.
That wasn't even his hair or his skin. He's not a real person.
And that wasn't his nose either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play the music from Macaulay Culkin when he comes
He
up
just
to
looked like
my
a
house.
58.
Shimona.
Anyway,
It wasn't his hair either because it was burned off.
hair grows back, Ben.
And a Pepsi commercial,
I
if
know.
memory serves, yeah?
Yes, it was a joke about a Pepsi commercial, Dalton.
Because Pepsi sucks.
The kid
Yeah, it's
loves
alright.
the fruit,
It's
but the
terrible.
grown-up in me loves
But yeah, Caleb was a huge fan of the Beatles, and he's the reason I got into them as well.
Yeah. I remember. Charlie ended up telling him, he's like, bro, I think I have your Sgt. Pepper's album. And he's like, dude, like, it kind of got me into the Beatles, though. And it's like, I'm not even mad that you've had it this long. If it got you into the Beatles, then it did its fucking job. And I'm like, fuck yeah, respect. I do want my album back, but respect. Give it here.
And it's like, I got into it, and my parents were also fans of them. They're like, well, all right. So they went and bought me, like, all their fucking CDs and shit. I had, like, all of their CDs in high
The
school.
best fucking
were
deal
all
I
these
found
CDs.
was the White Album, because it's a double album, and I found it on sale for like $9. I was like, dude, this thing's like $30. Like, give me that shit. Which it took me a while, man. I only listened to disc 1 for like a whole minute before I was like, I'm not ready for disc 2. And then disc 2 has its own kind of good shit on there, and there's the weird like honey pie. Like, what are you doing there? Y'all are clearly on drugs.
Love
A
how your
lot
mic
of
popped
drugs.
out when you were doing that little bit.
Yeah.
Honey pie. Honey
Humorously,
pie, I love you, and that's not even the good honey pie song on that album.
Nope. What's up,
What were you
Connor?
going to say, Connor?
I forgot already.
I think that's a Beatles title, ain't it? I forgot already, so I'll go. No.
If it's not, it probably should have been.
Can I finish? Can I
That's one
finish?
too. It probably should have been.
Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yes.
Okay, I'm finished.
Okay, I'm finished. Yeah, that's kind of how I got into them, and like I said, it really chilled me out. And it bugs me a bit when people say they just like straight up hate them. I get it. I hate a lot of bands and music too, but I still give them tries just to see what I hate. Other times, I think you're just stubborn because there's so much goddamn Beatles music that there's one song for everybody, guaranteed.
I've actually got two standouts.
I haven't even brought up my favorite Beatles because everyone's got one.
I do have a question. You said there was a whole bunch of Beatles music. How many albums is there, just out of
There's
curiosity?
like 9.
9, 10.
There's like 7 years of Beatles stuff.
I'm gonna go to Spotify and look at their list.
The
I
Beatles.
believe there's like 7 or 9, but like I said, each song's only like 2 to 3 minutes anyway.
Yeah,
and
so they have more songs per
There's
album.
like 12.
1, 2.
well, yeah, but
4,
you're looking at
5.
compilation albums too and stuff that's like
Please Please Me,
B-sides.
With the Beatles, A Hard Day's Night, Beatles for Sale, Help, Rubber Soul, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's, Magical Mystery Tour, the Beatles White Album, Yellow Submarine, Abbey Road, and Let It Be.
Yeah, the last one's Let It Be because that's when they broke up. Or after, you know.
I wonder why, who broke us up, I wonder who it was.
It was a multitude of things. It wasn't just Yoko Ono.
I know, we haven't even gotten to the conspiracy about Paul being dead
Well,
yet.
let's put a pin in that.
Oh, by the way, Paul Best. That's who Jace is. He was a drummer from like
the first,
61
yeah.
to 62. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I still want to say he's the Walrus. Who could you?
Yeah.
Yeah, poor attempt at a fat joke. Come on, Connor. I'm disappointed in you. You could do better than that.
If anything, I'm complimenting you.
Well,
Yeah, you're the
for being
walrus.
fat.
Who could you?
Your Mother Should Know. That's a Beatles song.
Your mother should know.
It's my favorite Beatles song. I already spoiled it, but all right, who's next, man?
Well, I guess I'll start off from where you left off. I was always a little bit of an all-rounder when it comes to music, at least on the rock and metal side. But I was never too uppity to look back into the classics. Like with the old Johnny Cash and all that good shit, And I think the first song that I heard from them actually was over the radio, and that's what got me into looking into them a little bit deeper, and it was A Hard Day's Night. Yeah, it was a bit of an earworm, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah, they got a lot of earworms.
Yeah, and so
Definitely.
I started
remember
looking into them.
Their Obla Dee Oobla Da, the bass line, haunted
They
me
take
for
one of them,
months. Dude, it's
I
just
love
this
this-
dum 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 dum
I
dum
love
dum.
this. I love the saxophone in that song.
I love how they use the word bruh. Life
Bruh.
goes on, bruh. Oh, blah dee blah dee blah da. And I'm like, bruh. But anyway, it didn't matter what I did. I could be listening to the most heaviest shit that I'm sure.
Actually, random fact, there was a reference to the Beatles in a cartoon that we've all seen at least once.
Dude,
Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls.
If you're thinking of Ed, Edd and Eddy, you need
Yep.
to know there's a lot of Beatle references in there.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just specifically mentioning Obla Dee Obla Da.
Like, I remember at one point, Johnny, the guy who had Plank, at one point is getting told fake stories, and he says, "This is boring. I want to hear about Octopus's Garden, Silver Hammers, and Mr. Kite." And I was just like, that's too many in one sentence. And then, of course, Ed crashed to the ground, Obla Dee Obla Da.
Yeah. Wasn't that
Well,
all in one episode?
Even in
No.
like what was it? Let's Go to Prison. He's like, and then I beat my death to father with a hammer. And this other dog's like the Beatles song. They like stab him in the leg with a fork.
Yep.
But yeah, Powerpuff Girls did have a whole episode centered
Yeah.
around the villains becoming the Beatles.
The Beatles, and they even had a Yoko that just yelled
Ruined the band.
terribly.
The Animaniacs version where it had Yoko
I
on it.
know.
Her fucking
Yeah.
singer was atrocious.
I will say one of my favorite parts of the Powerpuff Girls one is whenever all the things that kind of end, the professor just comes up to the girls and says, "Don't worry, girls. Someday Monkey won't play piano song." And I was just like,
Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey.
I will say there was a bit of a resurgence with listening to Beatles songs, and it was through my little ones because they just so happened to get latched onto a TV show called Beat Bugs.
Yes, that's based all around Beatles songs, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
they make stories out of the fucking songs, and I
That's
love every one of them.
I always thought like I know there's like just kids music, but like why does it always sound just obnoxious? Like why not
Exactly.
make good kids music that's actually like
It's because a lot of the good musicians have died, or so it's
No.
high out of their mind.
Or Sesame Street steals them.
No, what happens is they look for some stupid earworms that kids are latched onto, and they go for the lowest common denominator every fucking time. They don't have any substance.
Fish, do 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 do. Infant fish.
infant fish.
Apparently,
Infant fish.
the fucking- There were the four vultures were made on the Jungle Book. Were
Oh
based on
yeah,
Beatles
I
as well.
remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing something about that.
It's like Buzzle, Flap, Ziggy, and Dizzy with Liverpoolian accents.
Yep, I remember those buzzards now.
Some people are saying that your haircuts aren't American. Well, we're not American.
We're not American. You say this is a mop top, but you haven't even seen what I've grown on my bush.
I'm not even the real McCartney.
He died in a car wreck after our fourth album, and then we just
Oh,
changed him with
maybe
the black
not.
There is a huge conspiracy theory
We'll
about.
get to it in a minute.
No, but like I just thought it'd be so funny if Paul McCartney was just black, and then it was like, oh, that's still him. Like, hey, fellas, I'm from Liverpool. Yeah. They just like
Just
had
some
like
dude,
super
just some dude in
monkey-
blackface the whole
Dude.
time, like some white guy in blackface. Very obvious too.
So
Can you picture-
you made it so more racist. I just thought it'd be funny
I
if he
know.
died and they
Wait,
had
it's
to
like,
buy him.
Can you
What-
picture it singing Wings songs or whatever? We're so sorry, Uncle Albert.
I never knew
That
my
was so much
father.
worse
like,
than I
whoa.
What if it was a white or a black guy in whiteface?
Then it's
David
a Wayne's
one.
brother movie.
Yeah.
A bad one at that.
Oh, well, at least it's not another
And I
Medea
miss you.
movie.
And I need you. That was
Okay.
my favorite part of that whole fucking
Okay,
thing.
Terry Crews is the only good thing about that movie.
Terry Crews is a good thing about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get on.
All right, pitter
Are you,
patter.
are you done, Ben?
Yeah,
You got into. You heard that on.
I heard that shit on the radio, and then much later on down the line, the Beatles kind of came back whenever Beat Bugs came onto the scene.
Did you tell
Fair
the kids about where the stuff originated from, like how the episodes and everything came about?
I didn't go that far. I just said, I just told them that the songs that they're singing are based off of songs that were made way before even I was born. And we did
man
listen
should
to
know.
some of the originals every now and then.
They're probably like something older than you. I refuse to believe it.
But they did get into it though, which actually it's kind of funny because the oldest, he got into he started wondering a little bit more and more about music as he went on. Like the Beatles was kind of a jumping point for him. And next thing I know, he's listening to 40 to 1 by Sabaton.
What
Which
a
was-
champion.
Yeah.
Sabaton's coming to Ohio.
Oh, way to just flex that on us.
Yeah.
Way to flex that on us, you little bastard.
Why don't you look around? Like if they're touring, they're not just doing one fucking show. They're probably going
I
to a
don't
couple
think they're going-
cities.
Nah.
Sometimes they do small shows where they're closer to, but
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, Connor, what about you, buddy?
So mine is slightly lengthy and with a twist and turn, in my opinion. So
a twist and shout.
So I did not remember them until one day I was over at Dolan's place and he was playing Beatles Rock Band. Now, I remember it because I was sitting here listening to music he was playing. I was like, where have I heard this before? And at some moment, a core memory just hit me, and I remember two specific moments of the song Obla Di Obla Da. One, I was watching TV, and it was a commercial talking about, like, all the greatest... You know how they do that for old bands, like, their greatest hits, like, commercials? They'd be like, listen to such favorites as this or this, and the whole, like, number thing. Then I remember
Late
one
night.
time...
The late night 90s commercials.
Yes. And then another time, I remember hearing it in the car when we were kids, and just me literally just... Because it's such a fun song. And then after that hit me, I'm like, oh my god, I've known about them. And then I ended up getting Beatles Rock Band from my biological father, and then I ended up dipping into that, and then the descent into Beatles was literally just immediately.
Bro, I got such the best story with Beatles Rock Band. Me and Caleb bought that shit, and we took turns swapping instruments, but we beat the whole game in one day, and we got the Day Tripper trophy for beating it in under 24 hours.
Damn.
As soon as we were done, both of our backs were like, because we were just hunched over for like fucking 8 hours. It was badass. That was super fun. That was a good day. Got hella baked to play Beatles Rock Band.
The first song I 100%ed was "Oh Darling," but it was so easy because the hardest part is like.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard. There's only a couple challenging stuff in there, but for the most part. Yeah.
Hard one for me was "Here Comes the Sun." That's a tough one. When it gets in the middle, you're just like,
Here comes the sun.
well, you just hear the boys going.
You know how badly I want to get Beatles Rock Band again?
Yeah.
Dude, the instruments alone are like fucking $400, $500 now, dude. It's insane.
The fact that it was like actually like one of their guitars too.
I literally used the fake drums for band practice before when we didn't have, I just used them as drum pads and it worked.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Connor, going about Rock Band, my first thought was the first song that he 100%ed mine was on Rock Band or Guitar Hero 2, and it was Thunder Horse.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for the Beatles. Otherwise, I've never heard a song I don't like. Well, maybe one, but that can be debated on.
That's our next topic.
And of course,
Debatable.
with Beatles Rock Band, I end up looking up little bits of information. Like one said something like, "Oh, we may have not have gotten Octopus's Garden if Ringo never got his fish and chips that day," because then he just came up with it because he didn't get it. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't know how that happens, but hey, go off.
Dude, same thing with Please Don't Be Long. Like George Harrison showed up to a party and everyone was gone, and then he was just wandering around like the city, like, where are my friends? They said they'd be here, they're not here. Time to write a fucking trippy ass song about it. Like that's good shit.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Dalton? I know Jace doesn't really have.
Yeah.
Well, I did kind of say it earlier when he was talking about it because Caleb got me into it back in high school.
I know what Jason's origin story is. He came into his podcast. But
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here
my
to learn,
introduction
motherfucker.
was when my friend.
This is his origin story
Yeah.
into the Beatles. He's gonna come back in a month and be like, guys, by the way, the Beatles are fucking great.
He's gonna have the little mop top, and he looks like all four of the Beatles together formed like a Akira blob.
Like kaiju. But yeah, no, I played. I got into it because of Caleb. Caleb was really big into it when we were younger, and then I fucking delved into it. Like, especially when I had my own car. Half the time it was either Halo music or it was the Beatles that I was playing. That was the
Fair
only
enough.
two things that I ever really played.
There was a third one.
I know. There's several others that I played, but I'm just saying, like, those are the two that I played the most.
Hell yeah.
Basically a whole book about little bits and pieces for them.
Dude,
Nice.
I bought the well, I don't have it anymore. I don't know what happened to it, but I had the Beatles discography chord book, and I opened that thing more than the Bible, dude. For like a couple months, me and Caleb would just fucking go to my apartment, get drunk, and just take turns going through the pages. Like, I don't know this song. Like, well, I know it. Okay, bet. We'd swap.
And
like-
for those who are just listening, Connor held up a book called The Longest Cocktail Party, and it shows four
Yeah.
apples, one of them differently colored, and they're walking down Abbey Road.
I was gonna
See,
say,
I have a book called The Longest Cock, but it's a bit different than that.
I was going to say, Matt talking about reading the discography more than the Bible. I was like, man, you touch a Bible now, that's something which will burst into flames.
No,
I
Matt's
got one right over there.
dude. Matt's like one of the few legit Christians that I know.
I mean, I'm not a good one, but I'm not a terrible one either.
Yeah, you're definitely not a good one.
I am a sinner, like a motherfucker.
And you're not a
But that will never shake my faith in my Lord and Savior either. So
Matt goes to church and starts dragging on. The preacher starts going on and on. He goes, "Wrap this up. I got some sinning to do."
even
Real
one
quick.
of my yeah.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Oh,
yours.
this was just on the thing of sin because I rewatched Oppenheimer, and after like his chick either kills herself or gets murdered, and he's crying, and then his wife's like, "Look, you can't commit to sin and then have us feel sorry for you because there's consequences." And I'm like,
Truman kind of says the same thing in a way.
yeah, he's like, they're not thinking about who made the bomb. They're gonna be mad at who dropped it, and I dropped it here. Here, wipe the fucking blood. Don't bring that crybaby. I still can't tell that that's Gary Oldman, and I look at him every time.
I can't.
He's
I like how they have a
chameleon.
British dude fucking play our president all the goddamn time.
Yeah. So a fun memory I have of Beatles Rock Band is how often my sister played that game because she loved Beatles songs too. But one of my favorite core memories is she spent 2 hours in my room one day trying to 100% Here Comes the Sun on Expert, but she never could. Actually, no, she was doing it on hard difficulty. I was doing Expert, and whenever she'd see me do it, she's like, "You're a fucking freak of nature." Because apparently me being able to play Expert on Guitar Hero and Rock Band was such a flex. Then again, Dalton says it's apparently a flex, because one day he saw me play it while eating chips.
I've seen
It
you
is
do a
a
lot
flex.
of
And this motherfucker's just like doing the hammer-on part, just like,
Hey, once you get the hammer down, like once you get it down, it's just
Yeah.
You know, that's
Just-
how
I
it
mean,
be.
he
At
just
that point-
fucking went
at
off,
that point-
man.
At that point, as much as he's played it, it's probably become muscle memory at that point.
Yeah.
Like I'm willing to bet if you put another Rock Band controller in his hand again, and he boot up that song, he'd probably be able to play it.
Dude,
I quit after I played, it was kind of not an anniversary thing for Guitar Hero, it's just a big game. And the final thing I did was hard mode Dragon Force through the Fire and Flames.
That was Guitar Hero 3.
Definitely, it was in that game, but there was another game that came out that had it there. And literally the stage was like, you're in Ontario playing, and I played it on hard difficulty, and oh my god, Dalton was there. He saw the struggle, and after I beat it, after that final note hit,
We
I
can do
remember
a whole other Guitar Hero fucking.
I remember dropping the
Man, we
controller
can
and
talk
saying,
about
I'm
Guitar Hero
done.
because I'm trying not to talk about all my Guitar Hero Rock
Yeah,
Band
sure.
experiences. So
But let's talk about our favorite songs. that are
favorite
no
and
guitar-
worst, if you do have some worst, because I mean, not even their bad songs that I don't like are bad songs. I just don't like them.
Same.
My
They
favorite
don't hit.
song is
They
the one.
don't hit for me.
My favorite song is the one where they sing and do the thing.
They don't do that. They're actually real experimental. They just hit trash cans together and have sex with women.
I got
Hell yeah.
blisters on my
And
fingers.
it's not even always women either.
I
It's
got
not-
bitches on these fingers.
But not. I do think everybody that does like the Beatles has like their favorite Beatles song. For me, it's "Your Mother Should Know."
It's a fun
There-
song.
It's just
Your mother should know.
it just has that doo-wop feel. It's super pleasant on the ears, and it's like I kind of think it's like a hidden joke, like "Your mother should know."
The funny
bad-
thing is,
Your mother should know, you cunt.
The funny thing is that happened with me because I remember it was the day my mother and I were going to Lubbock to get my green card updated. And this was before I knew that she knew about the Beatles. I mean, she should have. It's literally the Beatles. It's one of her favorite bands. But anyway, I remember Your Mother Should Know came on. And she's like, oh, I love this song. I was like, you know this song? And then they're like, Your Mother Should Know. And she's like, yes.
They
And I was
wrote
like,
this.
"Oh."
They wrote this song for me. I'm the mothers they wrote it for.
Yeah, but then after that, usually if we ever travel, she'd be like, you want to just turn on the Beatles radio and chill? Yes.
Yeah, like I said, they do got a lot of good shit. They got, like I said, there's that weird honey pie. The regular honey pie, like honey pie, you're driving me. That's a great song. They have one called Wild Honey Pie. That's just like, dun 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 dun, honey pie, honey pie.
Sure, it wasn't a song that McCartney tried to push.
It was
Because it
just,
sounds like a song that would have been
could've
around
been,
for
man.
the Wings.
it
Sounds
was,
like
it was,
a Wings version.
it was on the White Album, and like I said, they just have stuff I'll skip. I'm just not. Even their
Yeah.
older stuff was, because they were one of the first bands to do an album with all original songs. Even Elvis and them, you do a couple originals, then you do some covers. Most of their old stuff's like their version of there's a bird on a hill, but I never heard it singing, like that. That's a cover. Sounds delicious when they do it. And the you really got a hold on me. They kill that one. I also kind of think that song might be about drugs, man. And just
Yeah.
just as a woman.
Like
To
the
be
Wizards, you know?
fair,
To be fair.
They were on
Yeah.
a lot of drugs.
They did get on a lot of drugs.
Like, I
of
still
course.
remember one time
You
Kyle...
you can tell the first like 4 albums are very just like tight. They're straightforward, and then when they started getting into drugs and doing all the fucking woke up, fell out of bed, and even in the middle of that, there's all this discordance and like rising sounds and trains and then the backmasking. Like, what the fuck are y'all on, man?
Shout out to... That was a voice crack. Shout out to Pink Floyd for making the song See Emily Play, which Dalton told me sounds like a Beatles song, and I was like, not really. And then it started the little moment. I was like, okay, yeah, it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Listen,
even-
Shouts is a remake.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
I didn't
even
know that.
Bigger, that's even bigger than the original one.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
Actually, a lot of them, a lot of like remakes tend to be because, like, what's that fucking song? Like a fucking it's talking about Civil War. What's that fucking song?
We don't need your Civil War.
Yeah, basically.
From Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
most of
that's
Guns N'
actually a
Roses
remake.
weren't most of Guns N' Roses songs literally just Bob Dylan covers.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
A couple of their heavy hitters, like Knocking on Heaven's Door and November
Yep.
Rain.
Yep.
You know, those in particular I remember.
Rain.
Of course, Sweet Child of Mine was just Slash imitating carnival music.
Yeah, it was a practice that it was just finger
Anyway.
exercise.
Anyway, your song, Matt, you mentioned Your Mother Should Know's your favorite, and the Wild Honey Pie is kind of the...
Like I said, that's not. I don't even consider it a song, man. It
Yeah.
seems like something that would be on Perfect Hair Forever,
Yeah.
like some weird fucking Adult Swim, like go to sleep type shit.
I'm kind of torn. I've been trying to figure out which would be my favorite, and I'm torn between two, just because of all the different genres that you could say they touch base on between those two songs. Oh Darling and The Long and Winding Road.
All right.
Like, you got
Fair
some
enough.
fucking dive bar, deep south jazz doo-wop shit. You got some legitimate fucking screaming. So, I mean, you could say it was a precursor to metal with how they applied it.
Dude, there's the Bungalow Bill song, man. There's an opening like guitar solo. It just opens with this beautiful like Spanish shred, like, and then it goes, "Hey, Buffalo Bill, what did you kill?" I'm like, dude, you just shredded, and then you went to like Barney music for some reason.
I love you.
No.
You love me.
We're a happy band
I'm
until
not
you
in
go
love with you. Oh. Yeah, I get that.
Beatles and not Barney. But yeah, those two songs, I can't separate them because, like, the variations just between those two, it just sells me.
Yeah, dude, like I said, they just have such a broad spectrum of sounds, man.
Mhm.
Like even Helter Skelter, it's the heaviest Beatles song, hands down. I cover it. I know how to cover it. When I play it so fucking metal, dude. I break shit. Cause it's just and then like it's so metal. The Manson family used to. That's how metal it is. They're like, we're gonna kill people to this.
Oh, that's
And
fucking
they even
crazy.
misspelt it. They put Helter Skelter. Like,
Helter Skelter.
Oh,
It is
Mitch.
Helter Skelter. We are here
Helter
to
Skelter.
kill
It's all
thee.
like they're trying to be Swedes. Helter Skelter. You don't want to come on to the Helter Skelter.
That song was incredibly difficult at first to play for a Beatles rock band, because I remember it just like going crazy. I'm just like...
Go crazy.
Also, the song took forever, and at the end when Ringo screams, "I got blisters on my fingers," I'm sitting here like, I agree.
I've got blisters on my fingers.
Which I really love that they just kept in. Like, they could have totally been like, no, you can't have that, no. But they're like, no, leave it in.
This
Ringo
is the
needs his time in the
14th time
spotlight.
I've recorded this, and my hands are bleeding.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You guess.
Ben, do you have a song that's least favorite?
Least favorite?
Hmm?
The only one I can think of is I Am the Walrus.
You don't like that song?
It's either that. Actually, no. Hold on.
You don't have to agree with us. I'm just.
Well, no, I was.
That's
as soon as
such.
it
It's
left-
such a weird. It is a weird song, but like, it still
also a
has.
good
I
one.
love the rhyming, like the Toki smokers, jokers, smokers, like do the expert, like bro, it's fucking so good. It's so good and it's nonsense. It's such good nonsense.
It's not so much that I'm trying to conform or anything. It's like the moment that it left my mouth that I was thinking cognitively, what about Yellow Submarine? Yeah.
Yellow
You don't like Yellow
Submarine's
Submarine?
fine. It's fine. I don't think it should be the go-to Beatles song for anybody.
think
It's not. It should not be the go-to Beatles
It's
song.
kind of a childish song.
I think it's
on their
kind
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
And what's
my
funny
view.
is that song isn't even on the Yellow Submarine album.
Mhm. But I will admit, I think one part why maybe it gets a slightly meh rep is just because I would say it's one of their more played songs often sometimes. You know, kind of the symptom of a band.
Like I said, they do have a good set that are like kind of universally played everywhere. That's one. I mean, but they have a movie about it too, and the movie's really fucking great too. I remember I tried watching it on acid once, and I was like, I can't do this. Not doing this.
I need to
I
see
didn't
you watch
know
the
that
big.
they covered Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, they totally did.
Also, Matt, I need to. If you ever do acid again one day, I just need to see. I need to see your reactions when you watch The Wall.
The Wall's good. I like more the animated parts of it, and the trial is like the peak for me.
The trial scared the shit out of me until I realized
I
the
love
judge
it.
was butt cheeks, and I was like, oh.
I love it, man. I even did the karaoke of that the other day.
Hell, the voice of the judge scared me the most when I first heard it as a teenager. I was like,
There was a thing where a guy was going around beating people with meat at a vegan restaurant and saying, how can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat?
I don't eat pudding.
That's the first thing I thought of. Just this shirtless old dude's like, how could you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat? I was like, Jesus Christ, he's my hero.
yeah. Anyway, my turn, I guess.
He's got pork chunks.
This is
I need
really
go for chucks.
This is so freaking hard for me to think on because I like so
You
many.
can have more than one. Like I said,
Dalton.
I might do that, but I need to dip into Linkin Park made a new song? Anyway. I need to dip into one of the albums because I can't remember the name of it, but I remember it because I think Matt showed me and it creeped me out at first when I heard it. I need to remember though.
was it She's
I
So
think it was
Heavy?
Magical. No, I like that song.
Because I remember I was listening to that song when I was playing Resident Evil 6, and at the end, I was the end of Leon Kennedy's run where you're like injured and you have to run away, and then like the ending just builds all. It's like sounds like 28 Days Later, man, and it fits so perfect. Just like what is happening right now? This is terrifying.
Okay, the song is called A Day in the Life.
Yeah.
Because I remember near the end it has
oh boy.
It has that part where it's kind of like what you said. There's a lot of discordant noise building up.
It goes on
just
for a minute too.
Yeah, and it creeped me out. So even then, it's not a bad song. It's just like you said, it's a song where it's just kind of to me. Okay, let's talk about favorites. First one I remember hearing a long time ago was Strawberry Fields Forever. That's my
beautiful.
I want to fall backwards and just lay down. Just Strawberry Fields Forever.
Hell yeah.
And if I had to pick an early song of Beatles they had when they were more just the kind of simple time I would like to call it before the drugs, Paperback Writer, because for me it's just a song that catches me and I'm just I go with it.
As somebody who's followed various bands and musicians throughout their careers and shit, I don't think there was a time where there wasn't drugs.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
I guess I mean more like when they're using...
when they started getting into acid and shit, man. They weren't fucking tripping drugs, singing.
Their first music had the simple formula that most people followed. It was fun, upbeat, maybe some sad, but it also followed always talking about being in love or loving or something to that effect. Then they got into the actual stuff where there was just more. What's this?
Trippy, man.
I am the walrus!
I'm gonna sing about the walrus jumping through strawberry fields in a yellow submarine.
Speaking of which, I am the walrus. That song is just overwhelmingly fun, and I remember trying to look up what the lyrics meant, and apparently in an interview, John Lennon said something akin to, "Let the fuckers sort it out," and I'm just saying we still haven't sorted that shit out, my man.
You know what's another great-ass song that I've gotten a couple people hooked onto?
Yeah.
I've just seen her face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me, and I want all the world to see we've met. Lady. I always go Irish on that part, like lady.
Considering how close they are. Yeah,
So another one I didn't know about until one day I was riding home with Dalton and his mom, and Penny Lane came on. And it
that's
just
her mom's name.
held my heart. It was such a fun little song.
It's kind of funny because where they live there's the city they live in. There's actually a street right down from her called Penny Lane, which is even better.
I didn't move there.
I told my mom, like, you need to live on this one. She's like, why? It's like, oh yeah.
No, the only other I can think of 3 others. Revolution. Because I think that was the first time I heard a song where I just like felt so like positively like, or it's just a positive song to listen to. That it was basically just them saying, you know, why can't not give peace a chance, but you know what I mean.
I mean,
Like,
even then, he has backwards lyrics there.
Yeah.
It's like, you can count me out. In.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't make up your own mind now? Huh? Which
I don't
one
know.
is it, John?
One of the lines I like is, well, if you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make it far anyhow. And I'm just always like, now this one, I can never remember the name. I remember the lyrics, and it's a short song, but it's the one of, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Because the ending of that song makes me feel like I'm just floating.
I think that's on Abbey Road.
I think it is. I just don't know the name. I swear. I forget it. And the last one I'll say is Helter Skelter, just because it caught me off guard. Like all
heavy,
the other
man.
stuff I had. And then just it hits you, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, that's one that I learned that just like you come in with the when I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide. Like, I always go so punk rock with that song, man. It's great.
I feel like if you really kind of like go to the Beatles, like go to all their songs, like you can kind of take off of different genres of music where that song kind of fucking came from.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, they
just
were
a
writing that
rainbow of
in the
songs.
same studio that I believe the Rolling Stones were writing. So they were kind of like, hey, what are y'all playing over there? Like, all right, well, I kind of want to do something like that over here. Like they would would jam
Yeah,
together.
I'm sure they
each
played
other.
back. Yeah, they played back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think even
Um,
unless it was the Who or something, either one of those other bands, because they heard them doing Helter Skelter, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing right now? I'm like, summoning the devil.
I feel bad that, yeah, it's a heavy song, but it's also fun. But then, like, it got infamous because of the Manson family. And I'm just like, damn it.
You can't really choose your fan base. Your fan
I
base
know.
just comes to you.
I know, but I'd like to think one of the Beatles saw about the whole Manson family thing and went, well, shit, we didn't intend for that.
As long as they don't
Ringo
foster it, they
forgot
can't say
it.
shit.
I hope they would kill somebody to our music.
I say if they did that, then that would be a problem.
That's when we can really summon Satan.
The last one I'll say of a favorite song is With a Little Help from My Friends, because it just makes me think of my friends.
A little help from my friends, a little help from
I
my friends.
I love the cover of that from what the fuck was his name? He did a cover of it at Woodstock, man.
Jimi Hendrix?
No,
Woodstock, the original Woodstock or Woodstock 99?
the original Woodstock.
Okay.
Because he looks
But-
kind of mentally retarded when he sings.
Sure it isn't Jimi Hendrix? Because I saw him sing
it's
live
not-
one time.
No, Joe Cocker, man.
Joe Cocker, okay, yeah.
He has such a good cover of that. Like, it's better than the Beatles version for me. You can just feel his soul and like, what would you ding if I sang attitude? And he's like spazzing out, clearly fucking tripping acid, and like, it's so beautiful.
And then they
That
use
one
that
just
as the
hits for me.
opening. And then they use that as the opening track for that show, The Wonder Years.
I will be honest though. I said Cannibal Corpse as a joke just because Matt was talking, and then my brain immediately tried to think of a Cannibal Corpse song or cover of With a Little Help from My Friends.
Typo Negative covered some Beatles songs.
Oh god.
Dude, I mean, Typo Negative's not like Cannibal Corpse heavy. They're doom metal.
Oh.
He doesn't
No.
scream or anything. Because there's even a live version where it's like, hey, for any fan that's not a fan of the Beatles, maybe you should go take a shit or something, because we're about to play Here Comes the Sun. Like, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, Connor, Typo Negative's it's not necessarily heavy like Cannibal Corpse. It's more
It's
like
still, yeah, it's
it's like
chill.
acoustic
think-
strings goth kind of
Yeah,
shit.
super goth.
Super
The dude
goth.
was in Playgirl, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Big
think I've
fucking-
heard about that band because I remember a lot of goth
Yeah.
chicks like fell in love with the lead singer of that band or something like that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
dreamy. Like we were watching Thanksgiving yesterday,
Thanksgiving?
and Thanksgiving, the one with Eli Roth. They put it on Netflix.
Oh, I thought it was called Thanksgiving. I totally
No,
forgot.
that's
My bad.
already a movie. That's an old.
Oh,
movie.
that's the turkey one. Never mind. Thanksgiving. Yeah.
But anyway,
Shit.
one of the kids in school was just like reading like, so I don't think we should celebrate Thanksgiving this year, and like all these girls were like, oh. And then we're like, man, they really want him. And then he took his shirt off, and he was so cut. Me and my wife both were like, okay, I'd suck his dick. Jesus Christ, you could cook an egg on that fucking dude's ab.
Yeah, I remember that guy. He was one of the kids about the whole like day that happened, and he basically had someone write the report for him, and he was just like, I think.
Bro, it was just funny, man. That movie
I have to ask.
had some good kills in it.
I have to ask you, your favorite gory part, out of curiosity, what was it, if you could remember?
I like the whenever he cut that dude's head off and then he jumped on his back and just like popped it off. Because Vincent saw like the first 3 or 4 kills. He got to
Oh,
the trampoline
no.
one when he just stuck the knife up through the trampoline, and then he was like, and I'm like, you don't have to be in here. You know, you can go. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to my room.
The funny thing is, even with the scene where like the force feeding of like her cooking the woman, I have to say the part that got me the most was seeing the dude's face get impaled by like the parade ship part, and the poor children
was-
are just like blood all over them.
That
I'm
was
just
so
like,
Final Destination-y. The fucking thing
I
went through the back of his
hated it.
head. You saw his nose like up here and shit. That was because
and literally, I just picture Eli Roth with a bucket of blood, just like, all right, when we say action, pour the blood on the little girl.
I'm so used to slasher movies just not really going for it, but then I keep remembering, I'm like, this is Eli Roth. He delivers on gore. That's what he knows, man. So yeah, it was fun.
Anyway, I
Mhm.
apologize so much for the misdirection and the tangent. So
Shit happens, dude.
let's get back on track. Jace, since you don't know Beatles yet, say something funny and we'll go to Dalton.
Ben Sex Life.
Cool. Okay, Dalton, your turn.
Dalton.
It's in
Favorites
Dear
and
Prudence
least-
and I Want to Hold Your Hand is 2 of my favorites, and Across the Universe.
Really? I thought one of your favorites would be I Want You.
I mean, it's a good one, but my favorites
No.
are Dear Prudence, I Want to Hold Your Hand, and
Dear Prudence
Across
is
the
super
Universe.
pretty. Dear Prudence is super pretty. It's a song that gives me butterflies, just like
I want to hold your hand as Devin's favorite song.
I wanna hold
That's
your
pretty.
hand.
How lewd.
And then Across the Universe, because
One
chick that I was friends with in high school, like me and her would just reference that song all the time because we were stuck. Like it wasn't Catherine, it's another girl, but we were stuck around each other all the time. So we just sit there and sing Beatles songs, and it usually ended up being Across the Universe.
Fair
Wait,
enough.
I have to give a shout out for being the benefit of Mr. Kite, because that is another song that it had the slight effect of A Day in the Life where it creeped me out, but at the same time,
It's very strange.
it made me feel spinny. Like I was just like especially when the dude kicks in, I'm just like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, I Want You is a good one too.
it is, yeah. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have any like songs of the Beatles that I dislike. Like I don't really dislike, and if I don't really listen to them, it's just not because I dislike them. It's just because I'm not in the mood for that particular genre.
Yeah, like they're just
because
not
I'm
they're
very
just-
mood based with music.
they're just
Yeah.
not my favorites.
Yeah,
It's not like they're
But-
bad, they're just not my.
but like if
But
I'm in the
even
mood, I'll
songs-
listen to the shit out of that.
Even the songs I like are still they have some iffy songs. Little child, won't you dance with me? And then she's only 17, if you know what I mean. Like they be talking some shit, boy. I tell you what, man. They beat all. If you tell me, I'll tell you what.
Like little Black Bird, they said it was a thing for masturbation. At first, I was like,
Ben
yeah.
said it was.
As I got
Ben
older,
said
I
it
was like, I was listening to it, and I got like, as I was like, it was like, I think it was like a month later, I was listening to this song, and it's just like a little blackbird in the dead of night, and it just had that beat. And I'm like,
it's not.
it's the Beatles, dude. Half their shit is sex, drugs, and rock and
No,
roll.
because if that's the case, and that means Ben wins, and I don't want it.
You know, I'm okay with Ben winning here. I'm okay with it.
I just don't see it. Like, yeah, you say the drum thing, but maybe they just said, Ringo, can
And
you just put
besides,
the cap
who
on the drum and just...
Who masturbates that slowly? And like, no, it's why it's called fapping, because it's furiously assaulting a penis.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just kind of going, you're not really going fast. No, just like
And it would start going, take these broken eyes and learn to see.
You're trying. No. You're trying to get it up, and then you start going with the fucking
little blackbird in the dead of night. Spread your fucking wings and learn to fly.
He doesn't
There
say
you go.
little blackbird. He says blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, okay.
so-
Oh wait, sorry. Hold on. Actually.
There you go. Proper neckbeard shit.
And you said you didn't really have a least favorite. You just kind of have whatever, right?
He can't really narrow it down, which I can understand because it was kind of difficult for me to narrow it down to Yellow Submarine. 'cause-
However, the actual thing is, it was McCarthy woke up one time when they were in India studying transcendental meditation. He
Mhm.
said he woke up and he heard a blackbird singing in the background, so that's where the actual song comes from.
Thank you.
Same thing with yesterday. He had a dream about it, and he had to wake up to like, holy shit.
I just love that
Yesterday-
Connor has a vendetta against me. He's like, no, Ben can't be right.
It
You
feels
can't.
it's less about you not being right and more about just it's such a sweet song to me. Like I find it super calming that to hear you say it's about masturbation. It's the same effect I have when I hear about like people doing creepypasta shit of like childhood cartoons. I'm just like, shut up, don't ruin this for me.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not,
I like the idea behind it. Like I like the creativity, but I don't normally like them.
yeah, it's not that we don't want you to be right. It's just we love it when you're fucking wrong.
Not really. There are times that I'm happy Ben is right, and he's a smart fella and a fart smeller.
I smell my own farts.
We know.
Humble brag.
Now,
I just imagine that South Park episode when they were super smug and they farted. They're just,
Yes.
That's Ben. That has been on a regular
Yeah,
basis.
that's been.
I mean, where would we be without them? Hit
I
them
mean,
That's
we'd be in a
damn
lot
good
of places without
transition.
Ben's farts.
That's
Great
a really
job!
good transition. So, I've actually got an idea regarding that. It seemed like, because I did a bit of a reacquaintance with the Beatles before we did this shit, right? Because my job deals with a lot of driving, and I got an earbud in, so I might as well have some good fucking music playing. So I pulled up the fucking Beatles discography, and I kind of had this thought process going. They basically hammered on multiple genres within the rock and roll, major genre. Yeah, that they were, that they basically claimed home to. That they might have. It seems like they laid the groundwork for other bands to follow in their stead, to advance
100%.
even further. Like whenever I mentioned the songs where they actually went a little on the heavier side, who's to say that didn't lay the groundwork for bands like Black Sabbath later on?
Speaking of which, there would be no Black Sabbath without the Beatles. Fucking Ozzy Osbourne said he was walking down the street looking to steal a TV when he heard Love Me Do in his headphones, and then he's like, I need to start a band. And then he got with his boys, and then when they were trying to, they saw the movie Black Sabbath was playing, and they saw people running out of the theater, and someone's like, why would they watch scary movies like that? And someone's like, we should make scary music. And then they're like, Black Sabbath. And then they fucking talked about finding that creepy ass devil book that disappeared on them. And then there would be no Sabbath without the Beatles, man.
See, there you fucking go. I didn't even know there was a literal,
Yes.
a literal cause and effect thing to it.
But
The
even
funny-
then, on the side of stuff that they pioneered, like reverse vocal lines, multi-tracking, the mono recordings, like all these techniques that are commonly used today, the Beatles did it first, man. It's so standard now that you can't hear a song without multi-tracking, but they did that.
Yeah. Connor, what you got?
Two things. First, ironically, the Beatles said in an interview one day there wouldn't be Beatles if there wasn't an Elvis.
Yeah, and Elvis, I'm not a fan of Elvis. I don't like Elvis.
No, that's
I'm okay with
I don't
that.
know. There's some Elvis songs that I fucking jam.
There's some that don't mean I like them.
no, yeah. The second thing, I actually have a memory where I ended up dancing with a cougar to a Beatles song by accident.
Hell yeah, Connor.
So
How
it was
did you by
during,
accident dance to a cougar to a Beatles song?
Okay, so what
He
happened was
broke into the zoo.
He went over to Ben's house and danced with Ben's mom.
Was it a mother-son dance?
Can I finish? So it was during during my biological father. It was an after wedding party he had with the ex-wife of his, and he had plenty of music being played there. And I remember coming back in after kind of just like winding down because too many people, the whole like celebrate. He literally sang a song that Guns N' Roses made about like killing his ex-wife, and I was just like, anyway, I came back in and
That's my mother.
I know, but anyway, so came back in there and I saw her standing there was playing, and there was this lady who had like a cup of I can't remember if it was wine or something. She was sipping it while dancing.
You saw her standing there.
Yes, but the thing is, I just took a spot nearby and I just started kind of like bobbing to the music, just I wouldn't dance, and then immediately I just see a hand fly at me and just grab my hand and just whoop, and I ended up spinning with her for a bit while like tapping my feet. And I'm just like. Like, what the fuck? And then immediately she's like, "You're such a good dude." She gave me a hug.
Just shoving your fucking head in her titties, like.
It was at that point in time that Connor realized he was actually a ladies' man.
To be fair, there was another time I fully, like, 100% realized that, but that's for another podcast.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, back on topic.
I didn't know Bob Dylan was Jewish.
I thought you were gonna say I didn't know Bob Dylan was a cougar.
I didn't know he was Jewish. His
Boy,
real name is Shabtai Zesiel Ben. I don't know, some Hebrewish. I was like, what the fuck, he's Jewish?
Is it really?
I was looking at Beatles stuff, and I went on a whole fucking thing about them touring with Bob Dylan, Bob Dylan at one point.
Why isn't it Shebrew?
Because he's not a
Get
woman,
out.
you dipshit.
You know. Anyway.
Shit, dip.
But yeah, I do agree with Matt wholeheartedly and Ben that they did a lot of things that just influenced music today. But at the same time, they just had an overall vibe that's just so pleasant to hear and listen to. I'm not saying that Jace is gonna like melt when he hears it and be like, "I've been missing out my whole life. I was born in the wrong generation," or generation if we're still making that joke. But yeah, it's just they had such a fun vibe to them. And one thing I enjoyed was they were a band that could make so many different like feels of music or dip into genres in a sense of like sounds, and it's just all good. Like again, the only song I mentioned I'm very meh on is "A Day in the Life," and that's it.
And even then, it's probably just that one part. 'Cause I read the news today.
Yeah, the rest of the song is fine.
boy.
Yeah, the rest of the song is fine.
They were given the Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth II in 1965.
That's
Dude.
cool.
And then she died in 2023.
And then the statement from Megamind became true. And there is no Queen of England.
Yeah, I know. Every time you say that, I was like, you know what? He's not
I
wrong.
love it. I love it.
So,
At the time, he is.
a basic summary of the Beatles is
They're
This-
good.
this is what success is when you're experimental with your shit.
Well, even then, because they started out super like rock and roll, and then whenever they met the person signing them on, they were like wearing leather jackets and shit.
Yes.
They're like, if you cleaned yourself up, you all wore like suits, people would take you way more seriously. And then they started doing that, and then even when they played shows, they couldn't hear themselves because women would just go there, scream, pass out, piss themselves, scream, pass out, and like, hey, how's the show? Like, it was great. I passed out the whole time. Like, what the fuck? It smelled like piss in the fucking stadiums because women would faint and fucking shit on themselves.
In Rock Band Beatles, when you go to the America for one of the stages to play some music, there's actually an Easter egg of like the camera showing like a chick like dead sprinting towards the stage, and you see a security guard just like football tackle her down, and I'm just like, if that didn't happen, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
Yeah, but no, it's a story of a band that's not afraid to push its own boundaries, because you find yourself like we all listen to a lot of music. We know a lot of bands offhand, even within the genres that we pertain to. And am I wrong in saying that, midway through a band's career, they tend to get into a little bit of a slump?
Yep.
Well,
a little bit of a samesies kind of vibe.
Yeah.
to me, there are 2 reasons or 3 possibly I remember of why the Beatles kind of fell out. The first is the obvious one, Yoko, which we could go on a whole tangent. We could go on a whole tangent about that. I just know every time I see her, I'm like the monkey in the Cluster Family Guy. Yeah, just do that. Because I'm just like you. Though hilariously, she was at I can't remember the year awards. It was like music awards, but literally it was during when Daft Punk made their big comeback or made like Random Access Memory. You could see Yoko Ono literally busting a jig to Get Lucky, and I just thought that was kind of funny. So
the
did
hell
you
have
know
you
as well.
been?
Daft Punk deep dive too.
Yes. Anyway,
Oh, good old Daft Punk. They like stuff keeps showing up on fucking like Spotify about Daft Punk, like different songs and stuff, like versions that they didn't.
they're
release.
releasing stuff.
I did not know this about Daft Punk. It's hard to branch off on another
God.
off topic.
It's okay.
But-
Ben's in trouble.
I didn't know that they made like an animated movie.
Yeah, Interstellar 5555. It's
Yeah,
they
I,
made-
I
it's
watched
the
it.
Discovery album.
I
Did
watched that thing in its entirety on YouTube. And I was like, I love this.
Did they make it, or was it just they did music for it?
Well, I mean, they worked with the animators that made
Yeah.
They did
visual
the entire
story
of
to their
recent
thing.
Tron soundtrack.
No, yeah.
Is it fucked,
yeah,
Ben?
that makes sense.
No, it's fucking long, is what it is, and it got caught up in my wheels.
Hey,
That's
Brett,
what she
Brett ties.
said.
Brett
Anyway,
ties,
we can talk
dude.
about. We could definitely talk about them at a whole
Daft
different
Punk,
time.
absolutely.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm down.
So, the second reason, for my opinion, one of the second reasons was George Harrison wanted to do his own stuff for a while. And then whenever the Fallout stuff was coming or when they were talking about it, George Harrison's just like, all right, I'll just do my own thing. So, yeah. I want to say Ringo was another part, but I don't know if I could say that because I just picture Ringo typically, I'd like to do some extra stuff if you don't mind. They're like, no.
So what you're saying is Ringo wanted to be a star.
Get out.
Dude, what I love about Ringo, because I remember one dude, he was like teaching drumming, and someone talked about how shitty of a drummer Ringo was. And he was like, you know what? Fine, play one of his songs all the way through without stopping or fucking up. And he couldn't do it because Ringo is such a technical drummer. He's a metronome. He's a human metronome, and plus he's playing a right-handed drum set, left-handed. So he can't do rolls right ways. That's why he's got to go. He goes upwards because he's
He's got the manga approach to drum rolls.
The
Yeah.
funny thing is, my dad recently actually went to a concert for Ringo Starr and the All Star Band or whatever he has. There was Toto, the Blue. It wasn't Blue Oyster Cult. Who made Frankenstein? Why can't I remember?
it was like a dinosaur or something.
I can't remember, but I know it's on the tip of my tongue. Damn it.
The-
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, what? Which, like the movie, the book?
No, the song.
Song.
The only thing I remember is Feed My Frankenstein.
The Edgar Winter Group.
Thank you.
That's
He
it.
was a
Edgar
part of it
Winter.
too. Toto, Ringo Starr, and another band, and basically they just did like all of their songs just in different things, and they were on a rotating stadium. And I gotta say, Ringo may be goofy and old, but he knows how to kick it.
Fuck yeah, dude. He was like the nicest one, man.
Fuck yeah.
And George Harrison's unfortunately passed away. Rest in peace. John Lennon is because of Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah,
John,
yay!
That's the whole thing, man.
The
There's
funny-
like,
The funny thing is, I actually have Catcher in the Rye on my shelf. So
Yeah, I've read that
Everybody kill
book.
John Lennon.
Well, I read that book, and I did not want to kill John Lennon. That was not
I
the thing I
wanna-
wanted to do.
He's already dead.
that
Hold
book
on.
the book sucks.
Hold on. Connor, did you want to kill John Lennon after reading it?
No, when I did, it just made me sad because like one of the synopses or a review someone gave is saying like basically the main character is too nice for a world that's cruel, and I was just like,
He's a piece of shit. He's a selfish piece of shit.
then I need
That's
to
why,
read it
that's
again,
why
'cause I
Mark
can't
David
remember.
Chapman fucking, oh, I'm totally Holden Caulfield. And he thought after he killed John Lennon, he would fold up and like turn into the next chapter in the book. And then when that didn't happen, he's like, oh, whoopsie doopsie. It's like, whatever, you fat piece of shit. You fucking.
Oh no, I'm not talking about him. I'm
Oopsie
talking about the
doopsie.
protagonist of the book.
I know Holden Caulfield, but that's still so linked with Mark David Chapman.
Nah, that is.
He's
yeah.
forever linked with John Lennon. He got his wish of forever being known as a piece of shit.
I do love, however, how anytime I hear the news saying, "Oh, his parole came up," and they denied it every time. I'm just like, good.
By the way, I think Ringo Starr's immortal.
What do you
Like
mean?
that.
Dude's 83 years old, and he still looks like he's in his fucking 40s.
Is he dipping in the same stuff that we were talking about with Patrick Stewart and Sam?
It's called adrenochrome, and you get it out of bleeding children.
Yeah,
Oh,
fucking
fucking
apparently,
break their
dude.
heads open and
Jesus
shit,
fuck.
just
Why did
suck it out.
Why did I just picture like Ringo Starr taking a child, ripping him in half, just going, "Ah!"
that one South Park.
That's the real fountain of youth.
One South Park with the fucking the guy
Eating like
Christopher
stripped
Reeve.
like a deer.
Yeah.
But like Christopher Reeve was just like becoming more powerful because he was just drinking the blood of children.
Just fucking break the neck like a glow stick.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Christopher
be.
Reeve.
I'd like to be.
That's
Maybe you should not say those words.
Yeah,
in
you know
that
what? Never
sentence.
mind.
Yeah. Just rephrase that.
Ben, cut that out. Cut that out.
Ben,
Yeah,
put that as our trailer.
I'm going to. I'm going
I'd
to.
like to be. Blah, blah, blah. Oh no!
That's gonna-
actually drinking their blood. Let me get that out of the way, so you're not
That's
thinking I'm
gonna be-
weird.
That's gonna be on the main page of our YouTube channel. That's gonna be the first
Every
thing
time
they
someone
see.
joins us, the first thing they see is just Connor.
That's gonna be our sound alert when we get a new follow on Twitch.
Stop.
Boy bands
Please.
return. Boy bands return, looking more youthful than ever. It's gonna be me.
Okay, he ruined it with his joke. Thank God.
Oh, it's still recorded, dude. I got it.
I mean, Ben
Please
ruins a
get
lot of
rid
things.
it. Get rid of it, please.
Ben ruins a lot of things. Also, Ben, who has been the reason that we keep having podcast episodes going out for the past 108 episodes. So,
Okay,
Big
so
deal.
Woo! 108.
bonus Beatles rant. The conspiracy theory about
here we
Paul
go.
McCartney being
Oh,
fucking
here we
dead.
go.
So, supposedly, right after their fourth or fifth album, they had a huge fight. Fucking Paul McCartney left the studio, ended up in a fucking car wreck where they had to call everyone over there, and they brought them back. Like, look, if we tell the world that one of the Beatles is fucking dead, it's gonna cause a riot because you're so fucking, y'all got the juice right now. So, and this is like, supposedly this happened. They did have a radio station do a Paul McCartney lookalike, where I believe his name was John Campbell. He won the contest. No one ever saw him again. But also, after that, the Beatles never toured again. They only ever did music from the fucking
Studio.
there is a documentary called Paul is Dead, where it's supposedly George Harrison's like recording tapes of it, because that became supposedly the main driving force of the rest of the Beatles. And if you start looking into all the weird shit they put in their later albums, like even on Magic Mystery Tour, when you turn it over, it talks about, oh, up there was like 4 or 5 wizards, and they're like laughing, but Paul McCartney's the only one with his face covered by the hat. In Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Paul McCartney's the only one turned backwards away from everybody. Like, there's so much weird shit. And even then, John talks about, he's saying I am the walrus. But in the other song, Glass Onion, there's another clue for you all. The walrus was Paul. Because supposedly, in the car wreck, he had his fucking face smashed up where they said he looked like a walrus because his teeth were shattered through the top of his fucking face, man. And it might not be, but it's such a cool kind of like, if it is true,
Do you
what
buy
if-
it?
I would like to think
I don't.
What makes me think it kind of is, because I hate playing Monopoly. It takes too goddamn long. But we do own the Beatles Monopoly. And the one time we played it, it was hours into it, man. And then I realized, because we were talking about Paul being dead, and then when we looked down, all the cards and the money and stuff, unbeknownst to us, every time we would throw it in, it only covered Paul's face. He was, it grabbed, it, dude, we were like,
It's
why is it only covering Paul, man? We haven't even been paying attention. There
you
are
know,
no
it's kind of
coincidences,
funny,
man.
the amount of things in the world that people just push off as coincidences ended up actually being conspiracy theories. Back in the early,
There's
like,
so much
2000s, there was a whole thing that everyone was saying that we could control the weather, and the government's like, no, that's a conspiracy theory. And then randomly, last year, there was a fucking thing. It says Saudi Arabia shoots these things up into the fucking sky to seed the clouds to control the fucking weather.
Yeah, HARP's a thing.
Yep.
It's been a thing. So
Not to
there's so
mention-
many
I'm not saying that it's necessarily true. I'm just saying that a lot of the times a lot of
It's
theories end
become-
up
yeah.
being true.
And
Sounds
and
like-
even if this is the case, I'm fine with it because without someone else taking the spot, that's why I thought it would be funny if Paul McCartney was just black from then on, and then it was never brought up. But all the pictures you just see like an Afro dude who's playing the bass. I'm the Beatles, motherfucker! Like hell yeah! I don't know why he's like that black, but I think it'd be hilarious. But like I said, there's a whole
theory.
documentary. There's a whole documentary about it called Paul is Dead.
When I get to the top.
There's a whole nother theory that all of the other
From the
ones are dead
now we're
except
here.
for Paul. Like there's a theory that all the three other Beatles are dead except for Paul McCartney.
So
Ben
guys,
looks like he's been wanting to say something for the last 5 minutes.
That's the hictum dictum of the Paul conspiracy.
Hiccup's dictum.
Yeah, the hictum
I'm glad you remembered that. That's fucking fantastic.
Fuck
I
yeah,
will
Matt.
Fucking call
never
back.
forget
Let's
it.
go.
Dictum hardly knew him.
Wait
So-
a minute, you barely knew me?
So y'all,
Yeah,
yo,
baby.
This makes me think. Perhaps we should revisit some conspiracy theories in the next episode.
I'm
No.
down.
I'm
I'm fucking down.
Let's go.
We'll call
Let's
it.
fucking
Oh,
go,
here.
boys.
We'll call it Connor doesn't want to be here, but fuck it.
We called it. We forced Connor to be here because he's a conspiracy theory in himself.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We'll call it
How weird my beard is.
Memento morons is turning the frogs gay, is what we'll call it.
Oh, to me,
I don't
That
get
ended up being
distracted.
a thing. That ended up actually being a thing. Because they were
it's
putting
insane.
chemicals in the water that actually did turn their fucking genders into something else.
It's
well,
bonkers.
the other thing is, frogs actually do have the ability to
Yes,
change their gender if need
But
be.
they were putting chemicals in the water that ended up forcing them to do it. So he wasn't wrong. Alex Jones's conspiracy theory has been proven more and more right every day, and I sound
Just-
probably as frantic as he
You
does.
just have like an FBI frog down there with a gun, like, pull your cock out, now turn it into a pussy, now! Alright,
Anyway,
I'm just looking at
Um,
random theories, like the Illuminati
get the-
created the Beatles.
Let's
can
let's
we get
fucking
back on track.
let's fucking put a note on that, and then let's revisit it next week.
I'm fucking down. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
I love a good conspiracy theory.
like I said, I did
Like the one Ben is
I
trying
did
to force these-
I did enough of conspiracy theorying back in my day where it's like I don't bother with it now because of course Satan's and everything, the Illuminati's and everything, all of this stuff is of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
I mean, the biggest conspiracy of the mementomorons is the one that Ben's trying to force that trying to make everybody think that he's straight.
Yeah,
Damn straight.
I'm so
See?
straight. I
He's
go have
trying
sex
so
with women.
hard.
That's something a gay person would say, trying to act straight. Ben.
Ben's having sex with all these women to show us that he's not.
But
then he goes home.
he's on a he's second-handedly touched more penis than any one of us.
I might show you and Joey Dix the musical when y'all come over just because it's hilarious. It's
Yeah.
not like super gay, although they are very gay, but they're playing straight men, which makes it a bit gayer. So
Is it
but-
kind of like
They're straight up
what is
gay.
it, the Birdcage with Robin Williams?
it does have what's his boyfriend?
Wait, I thought that
in
was
there?
called Mrs. Doubtfire.
It does have Nathan Lane in there as the father,
There's
as one of the
There's one
fathers.
of the movie where he played gay, like where Robin Williams played a gay guy in a club.
Yeah.
It was a
Bird-
fantastic
Birdcage.
movie. By the way, have you guys watched The Great Dictator?
Yes.
No.
You said dick.
It's got Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, the Hitler one.
Yes.
No,
I'm only
haven't seen
halfway
it.
through it, like, because I was watching it while
I
was. at work
I
and
love
we were
some
doing
Charlie
nothing.
Chaplin, man.
But I gotta be honest,
thoroughly
Charlie
enjoyed it.
Chaplin was like Robin Williams before Robin Williams because the energy that he just goes into each movie
Get on, Lincoln.
is just phenomenal.
Cat
Absolutely
butthole.
enjoyed watching him
Dude.
like in the movie.
Random. I know this is completely off topic, but random fucking shout out. My little cousin Kayla. She went into a competition for tap and musical theater, and she got top category and 4th overall. So fuck yeah, kick ass.
Hell Stanley.
What are you eating? What are you eating? Spit that out. Spit that. Don't you walk away from me.
So
Why does it look
anybody
like I'm
got-
yelling at my penis?
I don't know.
Don't you eat that?
I don't know. You're whipping. What the fuck? Like shit.
I mean, I can't. Why can't I think of anything else for the Beatles? I really can't.
I mean, the Beatles are big big deal. They've been a big deal forever. They were so big that they changed the entire culture of America at the time because it was right after John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and then when they came over, and it kind of just took the nation's mind off of it, but it also started to add more social change within our government and our society. So they changed America almost as much as they changed the UK.
All I picture is just we miss John F. Kennedy. I wanna hold you.
We miss John F. Kennedy. Oh, John Lennon's alive. Let's go.
Actually, I'm gonna change my name to John F. Lennon.
He's at the book repository. I wanna shoot that man.
I bet the book depository would be a good bet. Book depository. Damn it, he could be anywhere.
So hell yeah, I don't know. They did a lot. They did awesome. This is probably not the most intuitive deep dive we've had, but it is a good one.
It don't have to be, like I
Fuck it, it's all good.
It don't have to be. They don't all have to be 3 hours long.
Yeah, or 4
Okay,
hours
well,
long.
It could save Ben some time too.
Anyway, to pad for time, me and Matt will pretend to be John and Paul McCartney arguing about who gets to be on top tonight.
Become another person. Become another person.
All right, who am I? Am I John?
Become a faggy person. Become a faggy person.
All right, Paul. This time you better spread your butt cheeks, because I'm gonna crawl on top this time.
You can't even do it.
Stop. You killed him.
Shush.
Stop. Suck off another person. Suck off another person.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll have to tell you, John, I'm not really in the mood. I want to be on top tonight.
Tell you what, you can be on the top when you're 64.
25 or 64.
What you don't understand is when I get to the top, I'm going straight to your bottom. Now get down.
Oh, God.
Yes! That's fucking great. Oh my god.
Well, you know, I told you you're gonna break up, because if you have sex with me, you're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl.
This is comedy gold here right now, alright? This is top tier.
If Connor could like keep his composure for fucking 2 seconds.
That's the hard part.
Matt, I seriously, I gotta get your ass on Kill Tony, dude. We gotta go on to Kill Tony.
Dude, it is in Austin, man. I was telling Devin, I just want to start seeing some like fucking local shows, man. Like I really want to start checking out some stand-up more.
Let's fucking go. Let's throw your name in the hat and see what you can do out of
Oh, I
pocket.
could definitely kill a minute. I definitely could.
Fuck yeah, dude.
God
I
damn
already
it,
know. I
John.
would.
God damn it, John. If I have to hear you argue one more time, I'm gonna get my silver hammer. I'm gonna beat you with it and then shove it in your ass.
Maybe we should call ourselves Dung Beatles, because we're the shit.
That's a good one.
Get out.
That was a
sorry,
good one.
Paul.
You know.
I mean, I might let you be on top, but every time I'm on top, just the waft from your pussy just fucks me up.
I've tried to clean it plenty of times, and I'm getting really sick and tired of you resisting.
Maybe you should try the tongue.
You're not involved in this, Ben. Shut your mouth.
There were 4 Beatles, Connor.
No, there wasn't.
Shut
was
up,
2.
Shut up, Ringo. We're arguing right now.
You're lucky we even let you be on this podcast.
God damn it, Yoko, get the fuck out of here.
Look, if you
This
really
is a
want to be on
sausage
top, if you really want to be on top, why don't we do it in the road?
Okay, I'm getting tired of these song references. We don't have to say them from everyone. Dear Prudence. Okay, I forced that one. I apologize, Lennon.
Being for the fat cock of Mr. Kite. Oh, sorry, being for the
Pepper's
benefit of
Lonely
the
Orgy
fat
Club.
cock of Mr. Kite.
Hey, bullcock.
Hey, Bullcock.
You're gonna hit him right in the prostate and he's gonna shout, obla-dee, obla-da!
The only bad thing about butt fucking with foreskin is you get to pull the chili ring out of your dick hole.
Fuck!
I'd
Okay, seriously.
imagine if it's not
No,
clean
no,
and you just shove a cock in there, it's gonna get all up under your foreskin.
Matthew,
Would it not?
Jesus Christ. John Lennon, what the actual fuck is wrong with you?
Turn it into a
Yoko.
5 skin.
Yoko
Oh, that-
Ono. It happened to me and Yoko. We laid in bed naked all day. She got doo-doo in my foreskin.
You want to know how I look like a walrus? One night, me and my band, we got into a fight. So then I went driving down the road and I crashed. And then there was a whole thing about my teeth going up through my jaw. And I was the walrus. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Don't even lie. You know it was because we both put 2 dicks in your mouth at the same time.
No.
No.
The original
my
title
God.
of the song was "I Want to Fuck Your Mouth."
I wanna fuck,
Fuck your
mouth.
Wait, was that the secret we sang about?
Yeah, we put it
Oh,
that mess.
please, suck my pee.
Just
I
do
could
not
totally write-
suck too hard.
Jace,
What?
I like your face. Come over here.
You get the fuck away from me.
I like you, and I want you.
I'm the
Now we can do
booty
this
warrior.
easy way.
I am the booty warrior.
I need you to do it, man. I need you to do it. Now we can do this easy way or the hard way. The
We can
choice
do
is
this the
yours.
easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. You see,
Jace,
I like your booty, and I'm gonna get it one way or the other.
It is my booty to please that duty. Wait.
And
Because you have a big ass.
All right, play us out. I think we.
All right, if you had bitches scratch complaints.
I think we've annoyed our viewers.
If you
right
have any
now.
bitches, gripes, or complaints, please write HR and tell them that we need to be cancelled because we're bigger than Jesus.
God
If you
damn
got-
it, Lennon, if you
alright,
say that again,
alright.
I'm actually gonna rip your fucking jugular
No,
out.
no, no. I was talking about cock size.
Oh, okay, never mind. Carry on.
God damn it. Alright, well, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, bitches, gripes, or complaints, and you can just cut into us as you email us at mementomorons@gmail.com. If on the offhand chance that you want to support this venture, then 1, what the fuck is wrong with you? 2, thank you very much. And 3, you not only have 1, but 2, but 3 means of supporting us. 1 is through our podcasters, or Spotify for podcasters support link, which is on our Spotify. It is https://podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/memento-moron/support. And you are also able to hit us up on Ko-Fi if you are so inclined, and Patreon if you are so inclined. Yes, look at the seriousness on Dalton's face. Yes, we are fucking serious with this shit. Yes, look at that face. Look at that goddamn face. You know. We're also if you want some analog art pieces that repeat the resistance from Despicable Trades and Master of Juan, then hit up my bilingual boy with the beanie over there, Matthew Lee Buendia. He is on Instagram at Nosferatu, where you can see all of his past works. That is Nos the energy drink, fur is in fur, and a dude is in a fucking dude. All one word.
The fur. The whole world is looking at her.
So
We are
drop it low, and we get low, low, low.
We are also on Twitter at mementomorons. It's not Twitter, it's not X, it's Twitter. I don't fucking care. We are on Facebook at mementomorons. We are on Instagram at mementomorons. And pretty much anywhere. You just fucking search us on Google. We're like the first thing that you find on Google. So shout out to shout out to being the first fucking thing that comes up on Google. Right, boys? What the fuck?
We're not that hard to find, children.
Actually, wouldn't the first thing that come up be the Google logo?
No.
No, literally, we replaced it with Memento Mori.
Yes. Yes.
We have replaced the Googles.
Yeah, we are. Like, it's not Google anymore. It's Memento Moron
Yeah,
searches.
just,
all right?
just a picture of
It's just a bunch of
microphone.
wrong answers.
Yeah, just a picture of a microphone that's just tired of shit.
We are also on Twitch at mementomorons, and we stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday. Come join in the fucking laughter, and hey, if we like it, you might join in the fun too, because we're hosting a 7 Days to Die server now, along with some other shit. I mean, it's some good times. It's some good
Hey, we
time.
actually brought our Twitch viewer Sleepy into it as well. He's
Fuck
also a
yeah.
podcast viewer too. So
Shout out to Sleepy. What up, dude?
So if you want to smell our pubes, join the. Wait.
What?
will
we
send
want
them to
you to smell our pubes.
Hey, this smells fucking good. We use good fucking anti
I use
pube lice
conditioner on my
conditioner.
pubes.
I'm gonna have to use Axe body spray on my pubes. But anyway,
Actually, Dalton, wouldn't you call it
I'm
conditioner?
fucking kidding. I'm kidding, Dalton.
Wouldn't you call it conditioner?
Conditioner. I love it.
You could say conditioner, it would be perfect because it'd get both male and female together.
That's
Non-binary, let's go.
Before we fucking go though, we got a couple of fucking shout outs. So shout out to the fucking Odd Fun guy. The Odd Fun guy. She's on fucking Twitter, and she is amazing. She's also one of our moderators on Twitch. So fuck yeah, she's
Yeah, so if you
badass.
say something bad, she will boot you.
Fuck yeah, she will give you the steel toe boot right up the fucking tank.
Kick you right in the fucking legs.
Right
your
there.
knees.
Fuck yeah. Also, shout out to Team Thick.
Tick, tick.
Also, shout out to Horror is Funny. And also, shout out to all you bitches and bastards and beautiful fucking people that continue to listen to this bullshit. We love every single one of y'all.
Beautiful people.
I don't love you, but I thank you for your support.
Insert the fingers.
And without further ado, we must tell you about the Queefing Queen on YouTube.
Oh, damn it, Connor. You're making me want to fuck Yoko. Oh, no, again. Yoko, oh, no.
By the way, if you are the Queefing Queen and you do listen to us, I want to bring you onto here. Because Connor shouts you out all the time. I've been looking for you everywhere.
Shout out, Queefing Queen of YouTube. You got a guest spot over here. Hit us up.
No, you are not allowed to. You are not allowed to.
Yes, we are. You cannot talk about somebody so much and then get mad when they show up. You fucking knock on the devil's door long enough.
No. I'm not saying that. Like,
He's mad that Ben is now on board and trying to bring her on board.
Yeah, you fucking bitch.
Without
For
further
great
ado,
content, I get them.
Without further ado, we shall queef you adieu.
I'm gonna kill him.
I'm gonna fuck his fat butthole open.
What the fuck?
I want to see the diarrhea ring.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
Let me get in that balloon knot of yours.
Will you show me your thoughts?